Hello viewers, and welcome to our fourth and final video of the WRC 3 first hands-on. First three videos have been very positive. Different cars, different surfaces. So far so good. Graphics have improved. Replays look great at the moment. Menus, we haven't shown you those yet, but they're coming along well as well. Let's take a look at this fourth video. Now on to the Rally of France. And again, different type of surface. Trying out here, see how aggressive we can be. Slightly moist, so the car is sliding a bit more than it would on the dry tarmac I've found so far. There is a lot of grip on dry tarmac, but that's fair enough.
Left 6 into right 6 and left 2 open. 80.
Nice lighting effects you can see there on the surface. Oh, this is night and day better than the previous versions, it has to be said. You know, graphically they've moved on, and as I say, once we have the final audio, we can assess that. The co-driver is much more informative, much more sensible. I like the co-driver. Good to hear. Well spoken, giving you the commands as you need them. And I'm just, again, getting a feel for it. You know, again, what gears, what type of situation. This is all learning experience for me at high speed. But the fact that I've been able to pick it up and find it intuitive shows that the handling is intuitive. That doesn't necessarily mean it's easy. It's a lot more challenging than, say, games such as Dirt, simply by virtue of the fact of the throttle control that you need. You can't just put your foot down, otherwise you just get wheel spin a lot of the time. You need to find as I say, that point of comfort. We've got all the different views here. I thought I'd give you guys, show you guys as much as I could of this work in progress at the moment. Trying to get some speed through that section. Getting confident now, so really trying to hammer it as much as I can. Oh, on a bit too much there almost. Nice to keep it on. That always feels good when you get a nice slide around those corners. High speed downhill. And I make a mistake again, but this is what it's about. You know, this is my first ever time playing this stage, first ever time in this car, so you're seeing me learn it. And what I want to do is show you in these videos how I get a new game, try it out, test out the limits, and then understand how to be quick and how you should drive it. And I'll be speaking to a rally driver as well to get some further advice just on some of the aspects regarding throttle control and gearing.
60, hairpin left.
I always like to learn from those who've had the opportunity in these situations. Too fast there, I tried to handbrake it, just a little bit too much on the handbrake, pulled me around. I needed a bit more foot brake on entry, so luckily didn't go off, kept it on the track. But that's it for another stage, the fourth stage, and we have one more to follow after this, which will conclude our current hands-on.
80, finish.
Okay, so again, graphics looking nice reflections, nice detail, the moist texture of the track, enabling the car to slide. Felt very intuitive for me, a lot of fun. I was probably pushing it a little bit hard on a couple of the hairpins, but you know, you're getting used to the braking, getting used to the handbrake and getting a feel for it. And for me as well, you know, getting used to a co-driver and listening to everything they say. You do need a lot of concentration when you're doing one of these stages for the first time. And it's amazing when you play these games, it's a lot easier because you can just restart and you can learn a whole stage from memory. But when you're actually listening to a co-driver, it's a much more intense experience. Hopefully one day we'll have rally games that auto-generate, and then you just listen to your co-driver and you'll have to do it like that. But it certainly adds to it when it's your first ever go, and I wanted to share that experience. Let's take a look at another stage now. This is Germany, and our final look at WRC. This is a very incomplete section, so we won't be showing all of this section to you guys, but it's a look at one of the Germany stages. Now, some of these, such as this one, all of the other stages we've shown to date have been completely remodeled from the ground up. The Germany stage, again, the buildings all look loads better, the trees, the grass, the road's much narrower now, so it adds a bit of challenge. This is one of the lower classes. I think this is Craig Breen's car. I can't remember what I was filming. And of course, as an entry level, they always like to make the handling a bit more simple for people, and it's pretty straightforward for me here as well. And obviously I'm more comfortable with the track racing than the rallying, simply because it's what I do. So Very handy, very stable car. But again, this is a very, very early work in progress. I'm again, like, as I mentioned, the sound and details of the stage, but also the handling isn't finalised on this particular car. So, but nevertheless, I thought it was a nice opportunity to show you guys some of the work in progress and just some of what you're going to be looking forward to. Wasn't less fun for it, I have to say. I was still having a lot of enjoyment here, really hammering the car as quick as I could. And these sections, my Scandinavian flick didn't quite work as I'd expected there, didn't really need it. And listening closely to the comments from the co-driver, trying to get a racing line. All the stages that have been in the previous games have been altered in some way, but they're all much narrower now, which is adding to the challenge. It's nice to see.
On crest, right 4, open, into left 6.
Listening to the co-driver, giving all the details.
Right 3, all inside. 40, then left
It's just
2.
nice to see how the game has developed. So the replay, as you can see there,
Left 5,
much better.
40, and right 6.
Looks very good full screen as well.
Right 2.
And we have the behind car view. I never drive behind car, as many of you know. I prefer to be in the car. There is a cockpit cam, which I haven't referred to yet, but there is a cockpit cam in the game. Some of the cars, it's not finished yet, so I'm waiting until we have a later build to show you that, so it's all working. And some of the replay cameras are still being built for the game, so we'll be showing you more on that as well. So this is still a very early version, but at this early stage, it's a lot to be positive about. We still have several months of development and a lot more elements being worked on. So coming to the latter half of this German stage. As I say, this is an entry class, so the handling is a lot more challenging in the WRC class.
Barrier outside. 100, right 4.
But it's nice to have these entry classes to let anyone play these games, get them into the rallying and then pile on the challenge, which is the way it should be. So as that car comes to the end, that concludes the first few stages we're going to look at. More coverage to come in the following days. Okay, so that was Germany. Now, I want to point out it's very, very early. The handling on that car wasn't completed. Loads of details weren't completed. And I got permission to show you just the developments that are taking place. Either way, it was a lot of fun. Once the handling's complete, we'll have something there that we can look at and judge. That was, I believe it was Craig Breen's car. I've been out with Craig Breen. He took me out in his rally car a couple of years ago around Silverstone racetrack. And you might be seeing some footage of that here. It was quite an experience. You know, these rally drivers for me are, you know, the heroes, all of them. The skill required is astronomical to approach every, you know, type of texture imaginable and to drive it with the skill. You know, they're dancing the car, and it's not until you're in the car with one of these guys and they can turn tarmac into ice with the way they slide round corners so effortlessly. It really is fantastic to see when you see the car controller and you're actually in the car with them. So for me, that was a privileged moment and quite an experience. But I'll be testing his car and all the other feeder classes on when I do receive the final game. Of course, the game's not out until October, so lots to look forward to. You can expect lots more details on here. So to round up then, first impressions have been very good. For me, it's quite a radical step forward on previous versions. They're moving in the right direction. This is great to see for rally fans. This is positive, and I support that because I'd like to see their developments grow and the investment into making WRC 3 and probably 4 and beyond better and better and replicating the real sport of rally. So first impressions, very good, but we need to see the final game and let's see how it continues to develop in the coming months. But as ever, that's it from me. More soon.